I realized that what had caused my fear was my lack of knowledge. And we all know, knowledge equals power. So my lack of knowledge had resulted in me being afraid, feeling helpless, and being paralyzed. As I said, I gripped the bottom of the seat and just waited for the crash landing. But with knowledge comes power, a feeling of control, courage, and then ultimately achievement. So I decided that life is too short to be a passenger, and I quit my job to learn how to fly. And with any large change, so think about a change that you have been through in the last, say, 6 months, or one that you might be facing right now, a change in your life, or something, in your career perhaps, previously. And in order to get through that change or achieve the dream or whatever it is that you're trying to do, if it's large enough, there are going to be obstacles and fears. And if you don't overcome those obstacles and conquer the fear, it's going to be pretty hard to achieve that dream. Would you agree? And if your dreams don't scare you, maybe they're not big enough. So my obstacles and fears, and they'll be different depending on what the change is that you're going through. But mine, for learning how to fly, were these. Obstacles, the enormity, it was huge. It certainly wasn't as easy as Jeff made it look. And I had a lack of aptitude for technical topics. I was in marketing at my job. I had periods of demotivation, and I'll talk a little bit about some of those when I tell you some stories. And fear. So you'll notice that fear is under obstacles, and obstacles is listed under fear. They're really intertwined. One of the obstacles that I had to overcome was my fear. And one of my fears was the obstacles. There were so many of them. They were so big. I was afraid of them. I was afraid of the unexpected. So similar to that first flight, something unexpected would happen. I was afraid of failure. And I was afraid of crashing and burning. Probably not so literally. So I needed to come up with some strategies for overcoming the obstacles and conquering the fears. Now, in a change that you've gone through in your life, you probably either automatically or intuitively or consciously sat down and came up with some strategies.